Most men think conversation is about connection. They are wrong. Conversation is a war for reality. And in that war, the person who speaks the most is usually the one who loses. You have been told that to win a woman, you must make her laugh, entertain her, tell her stories, and sell yourself like a product on a shelf. This is why you are forgotten. This is why you are placed in the friend category, because you are behaving like a jester, not a king. Machiavelli knew the truth about power, and it applies as violently to seduction as it does to politics. The truth is this: he who seeks to please is automatically the subordinate. He who controls the meaning of words controls the mind. In the next few minutes, I'm going to dismantle everything you think you know about talking to women. I will give you the linguistic architecture of the Machiavellian man, a man who uses words not to beg for affection, but to trigger obsession. You will learn why your nice conversations kill desire. You will learn the art of the verbal void. And if you stay until the very end, I will hand you a psychological device so potent that it forces a woman's subconscious to chase your validation, even if she logically tries to resist. But first, you must understand the invisible game being played right in front of your face. Watch a man's interactions with a woman he desires. Watch his body. Watch his mouth. He leans in. He speaks faster. He fills every silence with nervous energy. He asks question after question. What do you do? Do you like it? Where are you from? He is interviewing for the job of being her boyfriend, and she knows it. In her mind, a hierarchy is instantly established. He is the entertainer. She is the audience. He is the applicant. She is the judge. Desire cannot exist in this dynamic. Women do not desire men who are auditing for a role in their life. They desire men who seem to be casting the role. The Machiavellian shift is simple but brutal. You must stop speaking to be understood and start speaking to be interpreted. The ordinary man explains himself because he fears being misunderstood. The powerful man speaks in riddles and fragments and absolute truths because he knows that clarity is the enemy of seduction. And when you explain yourself, you become a known quantity, a solved puzzle. And a solved puzzle is a boring toy. You must become the question she cannot answer. Law 1, the verbal void, starving the ego. The first step to mastering her mind is to control the supply of what she craves most: validation. Most men are verbal fountains of validation. You look great. You're so smart. That's amazing. They flood the market with their attention, crashing its value to zero. Machiavelli taught that benefits should be given gradually, but injuries inflicted all at once. In conversation, this means your validation must be rare. It must be earned. When she says something intended to impress you, do not immediately applaud. Do not jump to agree. Use the verbal void. She tells you a story about her job or her travels. The nice guy says, "Wow, that's so cool. I've always wanted to go there." The Machiavellian man pauses. He looks at her. He lets the silence hang for 2 seconds, just long enough to make her question if she impressed him. Then he says calmly, "That's interesting," and he stops. He doesn't ask a follow-up question immediately. He lets the statement sit. "That's interesting." It is ambiguous. Is it good? Is it bad? Is he bored? Is he fascinated? Her brain, wired to seek social safety, begins to spin. Why isn't he gushing? Why isn't he chasing? Does he see something in me others don't? In that moment of doubt, she leans in. She tries harder. She starts explaining more, and the dynamic flips. She is now working for your approval. You have used 3 words to reverse the polarity of the entire interaction. This is the power of scarcity. Words that are rare are treated like gold. Words that are constant are treated like dust. Law 2, the art of disagreeable truth. There is a sickness in modern men, the addiction to agreement. They believe that if they agree with everything a woman says, they will create rapport. I love sushi. Me too. I hate this weather. Yeah, it's terrible. This is not rapport. This is submission. It is boring. It signals that you have no identity, no spine, no reality of your own. You are a mirror reflecting her vanity back at her. A woman cannot respect a man who is afraid to disagree with her. And without respect, there is no attraction. There is only pity. The Machiavellian man understands that friction creates heat. You must be willing to be the rock that breaks the stream, not the leaf that flows with it. This does not mean being an asshole. It does not mean fighting. It means having a reality so strong that you do not bend it to fit hers. She says, I think astrology is the only way to understand people. The weak man says, oh, yeah, totally. I'm a Gemini. The strategist smiles, looks her in the eyes, and says, I think that's a convenient way to avoid taking responsibility for your actions. He says it with a smirk. He says it without anger. He says it playfully. What happens in her mind? Shock, then intrigue. You're not afraid of her. You're not trying to sleep with her by agreeing with her. You are challenging her. Now she has to defend her position. Now there is tension. And tension is the only soil in which sexual desire can grow. Comfort feels like a brother. Tension feels like a lover. Do not be afraid to tell her no. Do not be afraid to say, I don't like that. Do not be afraid to say, you're wrong. When you disagree with a woman without losing your cool, you subcommunicate a massive psychological truth. My approval is not for sale. It must be aligned with my truth. This makes your eventual approval valuable. If you agree with everything, your agreement means nothing. If you rarely agree, your agreement feels like a prize. Law 3, the implication, speaking to the subconscious. Direct communication is for logistics. Pass the salt, what time is the movie? Seductive communication is indirect. It implies, it suggests, it operates in the shadows. Machiavelli knew that people are driven not by what they see, but by what they imagine. When you tell a woman exactly how you feel, I really like you, you kill the imagination. You end the game. Instead, you must master the implication. You say things that could mean you are interested, but could also mean you are just observing. You force her to interpret. Instead of, you are beautiful, which is a flat, boring fact that she hears 10 times a day on Instagram, you say, you have a very dangerous energy. I'm trying to figure out if it's genuine or just a mask. Analyze this sentence. Dangerous energy. It is a compliment, but it implies risk. It creates a vibe. I'm trying to figure out. It implies you are judging her, evaluating her. You are the prize. Mask. It challenges her authenticity. It pokes her ego. She cannot simply say thank you to this. She has to engage. What do you mean, dangerous? I don't wear a mask. Now she's chasing your frame. You have planted a seed in her mind. He sees deeper than other men. Or try this. When the conversation lulls, look at her, narrow your eyes slightly, and say, you're used to getting your way, aren't you? It's a cold read. If she says yes, you are the perceptive genius. If she says no, she tries to prove to you why she isn't spoiled. Either way, you are the authority. You're speaking to her ego, not her logic. You are rattling the cage of her identity. Law 4, the weaponization of silence. We touched on this, but we must go deeper. Silence is not empty space. Silence is pressure. Most men are terrified of the pause. They feel the silence stretching out and their anxiety spikes. They think, I'm losing her. I need to say something funny. So they babble. They break the tension. The Machiavellian man loves the silence. He rests in it. He knows that if he stays quiet, the pressure transfers to her. When you ask a question and she answers, do not speak immediately. Look at her eyes. Look at her lips. Then look back at her eyes. Count to 3 in your head. In those 3 seconds, her subconscious screams, did I say the wrong thing? Is he judging me? Why isn't he talking? This anxiety is not bad. It is excitement disguised as nerves. It is the feeling of being around a predator, not prey. If you can be comfortable in silence, you are comfortable in your own skin. And a man comfortable in his own skin is the rarest thing a woman will meet in the modern world. Use silence to punish bad behavior. If she says something disrespectful or checks her phone while you're talking, stop speaking. Mid-sentence. Do not complain. Do not ask her to listen. Just stop. Look at her. Wait until she looks up confused. Why did you stop? I never compete with a screen. Let me know when you're back. Calm, savage, controlled. You have established a boundary without raising your voice. You have shown that your presence is a gift, and you will withdraw at the moment it is not respected. This triggers a deep, primal fear of loss in her, and that fear commands respect. Law 5, the oracle, cold reading. Women want to be seen. They want to be understood, but they do not want to explain themselves. They want a man who can look at them and see the truth they're hiding. This is why they love horoscopes, psychics, and personality tests. They are obsessed with self discovery. You can use this. You must become the oracle. Instead of asking, "What are you like?" you tell her what she is like, but you do it using the Barnum effect. Statements that sound specific but apply to the human condition, framed in a way that feels intimate. But the dark psychology twist is to target her insecurities. You show everyone this confident, loud exterior. You're the life of the party. But I get the feeling that when you go home and the lights are off, you feel incredibly lonely. And you wonder if anyone actually likes you for you or just for the energy you give them. This hits 90% of modern women like a truck. Why? Because everyone feels lonely, everyone feels misunderstood. But when you say it, looking into her eyes with a low, steady voice, you seem like a wizard. You seem like the only man who has ever really seen her. This creates an instant emotional bond. She feels exposed, vulnerable, and because you are the one who exposed her, she feels she needs your validation to heal that exposure. She will say, "Oh my God, that is so true. How did you know?" You don't answer, you just smile. I observe. Mystery preserved, authority established. Law 6, emotional variance, the roller coaster. A flat line on a heart monitor means death. A flat line in conversation means the friend zone. If the conversation is always happy, polite, and safe, it is dead. You need highs and lows. You need to mix pleasure with pain. Machiavelli knew that a ruler cannot just be loved, he must also be feared. In conversation, this translates to you cannot just be nice. You must also be challenging. Push and pull. Push, distance, challenge. You're a bit of a brat, aren't you? I bet you are a terror to your parents. Pull, warmth, validation. But somehow it actually looks cute on you. Actually, push. I don't think we'd get along. You're too innocent for me. Pull. Although there is a look in your eye that tells me I might be wrong. You're constantly stepping on the gas and then the brake. You give her a compliment, then you take it away. You validate her, then you tease her. This creates emotional spikes, dopamine, adrenaline. Her brain cannot predict what is coming next. This unpredictability is addictive. It is the same psychology that keeps people glued to slot machines. They know they might win, but they might lose. The uncertainty keeps them pulling the lever. Be the slot machine. Do not be the ATM that dispenses cash whenever she presses a button. The content of your words matters, but the delivery is the vessel. You could say the most Machiavellian line in the world, but if you say it with a high pitched, fast, nervous voice, you will look like a clown. You must master the low and slow. Low. Drop your pitch at the end of sentences. This is called downward inflection. What is your name? Pitch goes up equals seeking approval. What is your name? Pitch goes down equals demanding information. Always end your sentences with a downward inflection. It signals authority. It signals that you are done speaking and it is now her turn to impress you. Slow. Anxious men speak fast because they are afraid of being interrupted. They are afraid the woman will walk away if they don't get the words out. The powerful man speaks slowly. He luxuriates in his words. He trusts that people will wait for him to finish. Slow down your speech by 20%. Enunciate. It feels agonizing at first, but to her it sounds like confidence. It sounds like a man who owns time rather than chasing it. Human beings have a psychological need for closure. When a song cuts off before the chorus, it stays in your head. This is the Zeigarnik effect. You must use this to trap her mind even when you're not with her. Never finish the conversation completely. Leave loops open. Remind me to tell you the story about the time I almost got arrested in Mexico. It reminds me of you. What? Tell me now. No, I have to run. Next time. You have just planted a virus in her brain. She will think about that story. She will think about why it reminds you of her. She will wonder when next time is. You are now living rent-free in her head. Or use the text message cliffhanger. I just saw something that made me think of you. I can't decide if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Then put your phone away. Do not reply for 3 hours. She will go insane. What is it? Is it bad? Is it good? By the time you reply, she's emotionally spiked. She is desperate for your answer. You have created value out of thin air simply by withholding information. Understanding these techniques is dangerous. Using them is transformative. But you must understand the philosophy beneath the technique. This is not about tricking women, it is about restructuring your reality. The reason these words work, the silence, the disagreement, the cold reads, the voids, is because they simulate the behavior of a high value man. A high value man doesn't need to rush. He doesn't need to agree to be liked. He is observant. He does value his own approval. When you speak this way, you're not just acting, you're training yourself. You're teaching your own subconscious that you are the prize. You are killing the nice guy inside you who begs for scraps of affection. You are birthing the strategist who commands respect. When you stop trying to convince her to like you and start assessing if she is worthy of you, your words change naturally. The techniques become your native tongue. Here's the secret that locks it all together: the Machiavellian paradox. You must care, but not that much. You must be present, but willing to leave. You must desire her, but not need her. This is what your words must convey. I want you, but I will be perfectly fine without you. This is the energy that drives women wild. It is the energy of freedom. A woman does not want to be your whole world. That is a crushing burden. She wants to be the companion to your adventure. Your words are the invitation to that adventure, but they are also the bouncer at the door. Do not try to do all of this at once. You will freeze. Start with the verbal void. Tomorrow, in your first conversation, count to 2 before you respond to anything. Notice the panic in your chest. Notice how the other person starts talking to fill the gap. Realize the power you hold. Then add the disagreeable truth. Find one thing to disagree with. Say it with a smile. Watch the attraction spike. Then master the implication. Stop giving direct compliments. Start giving observations. Slowly, you will see the matrix of conversation. You will stop hearing words and start seeing power dynamics. You will stop being the puppet and become the puppeteer. Most men will hear this and do nothing. They will go back to asking, "How was your day?" and hoping she loves them for their kindness. They will remain invisible, but you are still here. That means there is a darkness in you that wants to wake up, a part of you that is tired of the script society gave you. If you are ready to stop begging and start commanding, if you are ready to speak the language of desire, then you need to seal this pact. Go to the comments right now and type the word silence. Type it to remind yourself that your power lies not in the noise you make, but in the voids you create. Type it to signal that you are done explaining yourself to a world that should be studying you. And if you want to know the physical side of this game, how to use your eyes and your body to say what words cannot, hit subscribe, because in the next video, we leave the realm of speech and enter the realm of pure behavioral dominance. The game has changed. Make sure you are the one holding the controller.